Let's see what the fucking bullshit is today, folks.
This is BBC News with Joanna Gosling with the latest headlines for viewers in the UK and around the world. On the eve of the latest round of Brexit trade talks, the government threatens to back out of key parts of the EU withdrawal agreement signed 8 months ago. Police in Birmingham arrest a man
what a surprise,
with knife attacks in the city, which left 1 person dead and 7 others injured.
Oh, fuck me, another fucking so-called terrorist attack.
Begins this morning as families of the 22 victims look for answers.
Manchester Arena attack. I've got my fucking thoughts on that. That didn't tally up, did it?
India records
oh, we know who's to blame, pal. We know who's to blame.
COVID-19 in a day. Only the US now has more COVID infections. After his disqualification from the US Open, Novak Djokovic apologises to the line judge he hit with a tennis ball.
Well, sure, it would have been an accident. You don't get hit a fucking batter ball at somebody on purpose, are you?
Hello, welcome if you're watching in the UK or around the world. Do stay with us for the latest news and analysis from here and across the globe.
11 o'clock BS News.
Planning new legislation which could override parts of the Brexit agreement signed with the European Union.
Isn't that incredible, eh?
Downing Street insists it's a standby position.
How Downing Street and the EU can override.
Opposition parties have condemned the plans. It comes as the
a full British Brexit all-out vote of the British people.
Correspondent Mark Lebel has
Can you believe that? But we knew we were being shafted all along. That's why it's took over 3 years now.
A real Brexit when it was agreed, signed, even sealed with a song.
All traitors in there, Luke.
Not be delivered in full after all. One of the reasons the withdrawal agreement matters so much is that from next year it would retain Irish unity by keeping customs rules the same.
They're setting up one world government anyway. One world government, one world army. What's the fucking point?
Crossing the Irish Sea between the UK and Northern Ireland.
No one knows that. That's what the big plan is.
With its EU partners, the UK will outline a plan this week.
Boris traitor fucking Johnson.
An obligation to check goods
giving us all the sweet talk, wasn't he, about coming out?
But that could risk
you get it done. He's just the next fucking in-line puppet like the rest.
The Irish foreign minister to tweet, this would be a very
spin all the fucking sweet talk, convince you he's on your side.
As Boris Johnson
they all do it.
If a deal isn't done by the middle of October, both sides should move on, adding that would be a good outcome for the UK. One EU diplomat has called this a self-defeating strategy.
I'll tell you again, the main reason we all voted out
for their 8th and likely last round
was to cull immigration, because we're getting swamped in this country with immigration.
Insists it wants to navigate to one, and that the new plan
and apparently there's over 2,000 foreigners come in on boats already while we've been in lockdown. How's about that, folks? When there's supposed to be a virus, what we're told.
Such a potentially explosive plan B.
Supposed to be in the heat of a pandemic, but oh no, they're shipping them in and exchanging them.
A last-minute deal. Mark Lobel.
How many British people don't even know that?
Through in just the last few minutes from the President of the EU Commission, Ursula von der Leyen.
How disgusting is that, eh?
And here's her tweet. She says, I trust the British government to implement the withdrawal agreement, an obligation under international law and prerequisite for any future partnership. Protocol on Ireland, Northern Ireland, is essential to protect peace and stability on the island and integrity of the single market. Well, as we were hearing in our report, Boris Johnson has said any trade deal between the EU and the UK must be agreed by the middle of next month. One of the Prime Minister's cabinet ministers told BBC
should have been agreed fucking 3 years ago.
The threat to unpick parts of the withdrawal agreement is not a negotiated
we just put an X in a box, forget the fuck out. That was end of it. No fucking deals, no fucking delay, get the fuck out.
With or without a further negotiated settlement.
This government who's supposed to be there to represent the people, that's what they're really meant to be there for. We know that, don't we?
But if the
They don't represent us, they represent themselves.
We would still leave on
They
time,
proved that in this lockdown.
promised to, and we would
Making your own fucking prisoners of your own homes.
Withdrawal agreement that we've got, and trade with the EU in much.
Because they love you so much.
So it's not posturing or a threat. This has been the.
They don't give a flying rat's ass about you. They never have, never will.
Let's go now to our political correspondent Helen Catt at
I'll repeat again. One way to tell you that they never give a fuck about you and your family.
Ursula von der Leyen.
Remember the Iraq War?
Everyone in no doubt as to
They don't care about sending your family to fucking phony wars, do they?
An obligation, she says, under international law.
So you can get that out of your head thinking that they care about you.
How high are the stakes right now?
Well, we're certainly reaching as you can see, the sort of final phase of these negotiations, aren't we? And today Boris Johnson has come out and put a date on it. The 15th of October, he says, which is the...
dates are nothing.
When there needs to be
they fucking told us we're coming out 3 fucking times and we're probably more.
But you heard there George Eustace suggesting that if that isn't going to happen, if they can't get this sort of Canada-style deal that they talk about, which is a very comprehensive trade deal, then they would... just move to having what they call as an Australian-style arrangement, which in effect is not having a big free trade deal that covers things, having some sort of mutual recognition of standards. Perhaps that's what Australia has. But
everything the government does,
on WTO,
they should be passing through the people.
Talks, and you heard the hold up
everything
is largely around things.
Not we're doing what we want. We're doing what we want. What's good for this country. Fuck you. Fuck the people of this country. We're doing what we want. Well, that's how they work.
There's also a big issue around this idea of what they call level playing field standards, which is the EU's concern, it says, is that it doesn't want the UK to be able to be so close on its doorstep to be able to undercut standards. The UK government says...
I've had a warning again on my second channel. Looks like I'll have to open a third and fourth channel so I can even stay afloat, because I'll be having to leave my second channel soon.
Issue which is sort of linked but not, if you like, which is this idea of this week the government is going to introduce some legislation which could override the withdrawal agreement which we were talking about, which was agreed last year, and on how goods move between Northern Ireland and Great Britain.
What goods are they talking about? Goods? Foreigners, they're goods, aren't they, moving from between the fucking seas?
Well, there has
shipping in foreigners, they're goods, aren't they?
You obviously had the reaction there from Ursula von der Leyen's reaction to that. I think the issue around it is
keep shipping them in while we lose all this fucking lovely greenbelt land.
What it is, what the impact would be. So the suggestion
bedding them down in British hotels under the British people's noses without them knowing it.
And Northern Ireland. Government ministers
can't even pay for people to be off his own fucking streets. True British people, even fucking ex-military soldiers. Oh no, but they can give them a fucking bed and breakfast and food, the fucking works. These folk coming in on boats.
There's a process happening at the moment between the EU and the UK.
You wonder why the British people get fucking sick of it. This government are pissed off and raise their heads up about what's going on. And then you fucking demonised fucking racist for having an opinion. Racist this, racist that. Phobic.
Thank you very much, Helen. We're going to get more from our reality check correspondent in just a moment. Just first of all, to bring you some breaking news.
How they've attached an irrational fear onto an opinion against fucking certain subjects is beyond fucking me.
In Suffolk police have said officers were called just after 8:40 this morning to reports of a shooting in Grange Farm. Friends Walk and Through Jollies are completely closed off at present. There's a partial closure locally on another road. Members of the public are asked to avoid the areas, so no further detail at this stage of
Suffolk shooting. Let's look into it, folks. Let's look into it. Let's thread it apart like we do with all the rest.
As soon as we get any more detail on that. Let's go back to what's happening with the Brexit talks. Our reality check correspondent Chris Morris is here. Take us back a bit then, Chris, because this agreement was only signed 8 months ago, and now the government's saying it's going to look at legislation to unpick parts of it. What was agreed?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be a bit confused, remembering the last election. You know, didn't Boris Johnson
fucking bit confused? The British people are absolutely fucking livid and pissed off.
We've had a lot since then, and some bits have happened, and some haven't. What basically? Let's remember, at the end of January.
What part of fucking the European Union don't this government fucking understand?
The single market and the customs.
What part don't they get?
The political bit of Brexit. But the more difficult bit really is the economic.
Put your ex in this box if you want to come out of the European Union.
Issues for businesses and
I put my ex in the box for get the fuck out.
The negotiations are about now. They haven't gone particularly well over the summer. They don't seem to have made much progress because there do seem to be some fairly fundamental disagreements on the whole philosophy about what this relationship should look like in the future. And now, yeah, you've had this like hand grenade thrown in. I mean, it happens at this kind of stage in the negotiating process. People like to throw some sort of red meat there down on the table. And that is the idea that potentially there could be this legislation this week which would override parts of the withdrawal agreement signed by Boris Johnson's government towards the end of last year.
They can override anything.
To do with Northern Ireland and this
they can do out they want.
Unique position that was agreed for Northern
They've been
Ireland,
passing laws left, right and centre while we've been in lockdown. They can do out they want, and they know it. Because the British people are that fucking fit to allow it all. Say nothing. Bow down. Wear your fucking mask.
And now we're getting to the point of, what does this actually mean in practice? And it may be that the two sides
continue to be asleep. Continue to be in the clouds.
And of course, that issue was argued over for months and months, years, trying to find a situation whereby there would not be a hard border between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. What would this, if this bit were to be unpicked, what would that mean for this position?
So, I think when you're talking about the hard border, you mean between Great Britain, between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. That has, at the price of there being some
still very heavily bunged up at the minute.
Between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, to make the land border between Northern Ireland and the Republic as open as it is now, where do you have checks on?
I know what I've had this umpteen times in my life. You know the difference.
The answer is, well, if it's not,
I'll tell you something. I'm fed up with everybody saying to me who have said, "See, I'm honest. You see, when folks say, are you all right?" I say, "No, I'm not. I feel like shit." Some folk don't like an honest response. They don't know how to react to it, do they? But they're all saying, "You haven't got that COVID, have you? You haven't got that COVID." Have a fuck got fucking COVID?
If those goods don't in the end move,
I would have though if I went fucking doctors and told them I had a snotty nose.
The other thing the withdrawal agreement
Right,
says
COVID,
is
lockdown.
That when it comes to
Quarantine yourself for 14 days.
There have to follow.
That's why I won't go to fucking doctors. Not that I fucking go as a rule anyway.
Which is a big part of these
rather stay away.
And as Helen Katz said, we have to see what the legislation.
Never been one for running to doctors.
This week actually says. But
like some other folk do.
If they think the UK is trying to change what the withdrawal,
you know what a cold is? You just have to ride it out, don't you?
Law. The UK says no. We're just trying to sensibly plan for the possibility.
Get as much of all the other simple remedies down your neck.
Thank you very much, Chris. We will, of course, get more on that a little bit later. Let's just go back, though, to that shooting that I was just mentioning a few moments ago in Kesgrave, near Ipswich, in Suffolk. A Suffolk police statement has said that...
Shame they're shooting wearing in fucking Parliament or something, isn't it? They shot some of them cunts up. You notice that? Shootings, they're always shootings of innocent people. They never these bastards running country, are they? You notice that?
There has been...
It's not Buckingham Palace. It's not fucking Parliament. So it's always innocent folk who supposedly get shot up.
Some Year 11 students on their way to school. Students in schools are safe, and we are managing. I'm not sure who this tweet is from.
It's like there's terrorism, isn't it?
Here we go. So they are saying we've been made aware by the police that there's been a serious incident involving one of our Year 11 students on their way to school. Students in school are safe, and we're managing the situation in constant, close communication with the police. Students are to remain in school and will be kept safe in liaison with the police. Police will be present in the area and around the school throughout the school day. At the present time, we're expecting
what's
the
game with this now? Something to do involving schools.
So we will
turn them into more fucking
and keep you updated.
Prison camp schools, has it?
West Midlands Police say
that's always usually the agenda.
Counts of attempted murder following a series of stabbings in Birmingham city centre in the early hours of Sunday morning. Our correspondent Gita Pense is at the scene of one of the stabbings and gave us.
Come on, folks, let's see you.
As we understand it, officers.
Owl Queen, come on, let's see your videos. It's ready to part. You're usually good at it.
Where they
arrested a 27-year-old man. He's now in police custody and being questioned. As you said, he was arrested
Let's hear it.
of murder and on 7
He's been
counts
known
of
to us for
attempted
years.
murder.
Let's hear that.
West Midlands Police last night released CCTV
Because that's what they
footage of
usually
a
say,
man
don't they?
suspected of
Oh, he
carrying
was on the
out
watch.
attack.
Look,
And they
yeah,
say
he was
they had
known
a
to
really
us.
strong response from the public who came forward with information. And overnight, a new line of inquiry emerged, which is what took them to this Selly Oak address and the subsequent arrest. And they say whilst this development is really crucial, they are still calling for anyone who might have information that might have been around on the Sunday morning when the attacks happened over a 90-minute period in 4 locations in the city centre. If they think they have
90-minute
information to
period.
come forward, there is a dedicated hotline number that they can call.
And tell us about the condition of those who were injured.
Well, as we
Yeah, let's see who they are. Let's see the names. Let's have a look at them in the hospital beds. Let's see the works.
2 people have been discharged now from hospital. We're still awaiting more information on the others.
Let's see the interviews.
The public inquiry has begun into the Manchester Arena bomb attack 3 years ago. 22 people were killed as they left the Ariana Grande.
No, you're all right. You can stick your inquiry. We did his own inquiry. We know what happened.
Were read out as the hearing opened at Manchester Magistrates Court. It was due to start in June, but it was delayed by the trial of Abedi's brother.
Did you know the fire crews was ordered to stand down?
For 22 murders.
They couldn't attend this Manchester Arena bombing, where usually fire crews attend scenes of a fucking car accident, but they was ordered to stand down at this Ariana Grande concert. Now, don't you find that strange, folks?
And why? In order to provide answers to the families and the survivors, and to learn questions.
Message to you, YouTube, as well. I'm impersonating nobody here.
This is an exercise.
It's me, myself. I'm impersonating nobody. I've uploaded loads of these videos of recording the BBC. Nothing's been said, so don't attack me. Impersonation. Shove your impersonation up your fucking ass.
If I conclude on the evidence that things went wrong, then I shall say so. But we are not looking for scapegoats. We are searching for the truth.
Are you? Well, you're looking in the wrong place, pal. Look up Truther channels who fucking exposed it. You'll know what the fucking truth is.
Said just that this inquiry is not about finding scapegoats. We know that Salman Abedi detonated that suicide bomb. We know that his brother Hashem helped him.
I know. We know that. We know, Jared. We know that. We know that.
Establishing the truth, but with that,
establishing the truth. BBC wouldn't know what fucking truth was if it bit him on the fucking ass.
In the past few moments, the counsel for the inquiry,
bought and paid for. Do as you're told. Read out the bullshit what we tell you read out on a daily basis.
As pure malevolence. We've heard this morning that his suicide bomb was so heavy that it bent him over. So again,
oh fucking hell!
This is going to be.
His suicide bomb, that's a new one on me. His suicide bomb was so heavy it bent him over.
Safi Roussos, who we've spoken to already, she was just
as if he's gonna fucking go for blow folk up with a fucking bomb pack on his back. What's bending him over? Well, I think I'll make it to the bombing area. I'm bent over here, but I think I'll make it. Bollocks.
The difficulty for them and other relatives like them, though, is that they want to find out more about Abedi's background, what the security services know about him. That information.
Didn't you go in a shop and all, and was seeing fucking purchasing fucking shampoo or something, some shit like that, before he fucking even attempted to blow himself up? He wasn't shampoo, but something to that effect. When he showed you in purchasing goods, you wouldn't purchase fuck all before you can blow yourself up, would you?
And the security arrangements, that's something that Paul Greeny QC is discussing at the moment.
That's how fucking stupid this fucking country is. The system that fucking do it all. They can't even fucking organise something correctly. Oh, by the way, all them ambulances were all parked up and queued up. What you're seeing there, they were all parked up round corner, ready to go.
Background, any radicalisation.
a big long